the stewardship of that program across the globe. So we have a presence in Asia Pac. We have one here in the United States in multiple regions. We have it in Europe. And in fact, I want to take that back to Progress for just a second and make 3 points about Progress Software. So obviously they've acquired Telerik Sitefinity. Progress has its roots in application development and delivery and integration. It has one of the largest deployments of enterprise application bases across the world. Everything from going to check your paycheck on ADD to some of the applications that Anton brought up earlier. It's a very significant install base, but the point I want to tell you about that is it is a significant cash generator for the business. It's throwing off a lot of free cash flow. And what that has done is enabled it to make investments in companies like Sitefinity, because the market's changing. It's all about speed. How fast can we get the application up? And can we get it up on premise? Can we get it up in the cloud? So over the last 24 months, Progress has made 3 or 4 acquisitions to put together an integrated app dev and delivery platform, whether it's fixed or mobile, on-premise or in the cloud. And Sitefinity plays a very central role in that. And I'm bringing that up because sometimes we hear in the marketplace, where's Sitefinity going to fit with Progress in that acquisition? Is it just Telerik's mobile tools? Well, as it turns out, Sitefinity is absolutely central to that strategy. And Progress as an organization is making very significant investments in our product. So that's the point one I want to make. The other point I want to make about Progress is it actually has its business model roots in the channel. Whether it's ISVs or OEM type providers, VARs, system integrators, the vast majority of their business is done through the channel. And of course, Sitefinity is a very natural fit for that. In fact, our entire business has always been and is predicated on our partners. Frankly, our partners are the path forward for our end clients to be delivering those quality web experiences like you saw. So it's partners like you that are making our business a success, and we're looking to bring on a few more, not hundreds and hundreds like we see some of the alternatives in the marketplace do, but a few partners that have strong capabilities to deliver. We built a program around that that's from start to finish. It allows it for you guys to make it easy to do business with us. From the very first touch point through your enablement and certification, forward integrating into your projects and into your customer's environment. We want it to be so that you're enjoying doing business with us. And a little bit later, we'll talk about where we're looking for feedback in that to make sure that we're on the right track. Okay. Some of this you've actually heard in the past presentations, but in polling our partners, there's really 4 main areas that we hear that Sitefinity makes a difference in their success. And the first really is being able to sell premium consulting and services. So as you're integrating from a business interaction or with the CTO about the capabilities that they require for customization, for personalization, for back-end integration with a variety of systems of record and digital asset management, we consistently hear that this gives our partners an opportunity to charge more for what they're delivering in a market where the basic development, the margins on that are getting consistently squeezed. And again, this is feedback that we're hearing from our partners. The second really is the capability to deliver those projects faster and with fewer developer resources. So you go to a client, they need something stood up in a hurry. How can you do that when you've got to bring to bear a significant amount of developer expertise in building that from the ground up? So things like the module builder, which Chris was talking about earlier, our integration with Visual Studio, our capability around Project Feather, which is bubbling up MEC capability to allow you to build it and deliver those projects a little bit more quickly without the most senior developer expertise out there. And of course, guys, keep me honest about this. It's the feedback I am getting from our partners about it, and it's what we've come to rely on and expect is that feedback. The third really is the end user ease of use. So if you're a digital content creator and you need to create and edit that content, and you don't want to go down to the development team to get that done, you want to do this on your desktop and launch it, you have the capability to do this with Sitefinity. If you're a marketer and you're pushing out a marketing campaign in a specific region, and you need to swap those campaigns out quickly, and your static content is the same, but it's really the marketing campaign that's drawing interest in that content. You can do this quickly. And of course, if you're an operator and you're a centralized team and you're managing many different multi-site deployments, and you need to have a core team that can handle that and handle the workflow of those changes. Sitefinity makes this pretty easy for the end user. And so this, again, is an area that we hear consistent feedback in that where you might see a robust set of marketing tool sets that are very attractive to a line of business. When they actually go to put it in production, it's actually a little bit too difficult to use. We consistently hear that those tools don't get used. This is different for Sitefinity because we have the most modern code base out there. It's very much a drag and drop interface. And then lastly, our roots are in mobile. So Sitefinity, of course, as I mentioned, was launched back in 2005, but we really grew up in a mobile environment, and mobile responsive design is built into the capability, as well as the ability to manage mobile apps and mobile websites as a standalone, all within one system, which of course integrates with Teller's mobile tool set. So when you put all this together, we've seen this create some significant competitive advantage in terms of driving top line revenue and bottom line profit. Any questions about that? Okay. And as I made mention, Progress Software, by virtue of its deep pockets, has allowed us to make some considerable investments in our program, which we're beginning to roll out this quarter, and it's really broadly across 4 categories. The first category is really about how we go to market with our partners from an enablement and certification standpoint. So how quickly can we get you up to speed on those best practices, but as well get you to the point where you have expert consultants, either on the DEC capability or within some of the personalization, or around having conversations about back-end integration. And we're taking really two points of approach to this. First is to do a better job of effectively getting our codified knowledge online in a learning management system that's self-paced, on-demand, easy to access, and connecting with some of the written content that we have. But the other part of it is the ability to leverage Sitefinity professional services in those early deals, to be able to get the knowledge from a best practices perspective. Think of it as the what not to do, and the codified is the what to do. You get a live project, what we've seen, in order to ensure that you can deliver that project on time and on or under budget, getting the benefits of our team who have delivered thousands of these websites, that can pull all that information and share it back with you, has become what we find an effective way to get partners delivered. And it's something that we're rolling out now as part of our enablement strategy. The second is enterprise technical support. So for enterprise application deployments, of course, this is table stakes, but it's not something that Sitefinity has historically offered. So we're talking about the capability not only to have 24/7 support, but the ability to have set-one escalation, the ability to do hot fixes, and to have us support versions that are in production that are legacy for a couple of years, right? And as well to have a customer success account manager if you've got multiple projects out there and you need one throat to choke from a technical perspective. So this is another area where we're investing. But it's not just technical support from a typical help desk perspective. It's the ability for our partners to actually get access to and interact with our senior product and development teams, both in terms of being able to test the beta software before it gets released, to be able to get access to our roadmap, and to give us feedback as to whether we're in the right direction for your business, for what you're seeing in the field, and as well as to tell us about features that you see that you would like to see us have in that roadmap. This is something that we're implementing in our partner program. The third is our ability to support you from a marketing perspective. So not only being able to highlight your brand and your business within the Sitefinity pages and being able to make a connection with that brand, but also being able to provide you the demand generation materials that you need from a marketing perspective, webinars, campaigns, etc. The ability to align blogs with some of our marketing releases to ensure that you get the uplift of that while you're looking to go to market with our product. And then lastly is professional services support. And I just want to make clear that we have a professional services team not to compete with our partners, but to support our partners. It's a small team. These are comprised of very senior developers and engineers within the Sitefinity organization who have the capability to help you at every level of the project. So from when you're first having that initial consultation, perhaps you need architectural design help, or perhaps it's about a code review, to be able to modularize that interaction with us in a way that helps you deliver that project on time and not over the budget. And then lastly, I just wanted to just give you a view of how we're measuring success of the program. And we're really looking across two axes. Right? The first is really about your view of Sitefinity and the relevance to your business. So whether we can be and have material impact on your growth objectives, and then our ability to generate revenue together. From your side on the professional services support, and for us together from a licensing perspective. And what you're seeing here is, it's a very simplified maturity model, where essentially this is how we see these relationships with our partners develop. Where in the beginning they might see an opportunity for a Sitefinity project, but they really don't have any experience, and they need us all the way from doing the initial demos and the consultation to helping them do some of the initial projects, to where you start to have a core foundation of the capability you're out there and you're able to talk about it, to the point where you start to move up the food chain and actually be able to deliver those projects yourselves. And some of our more successful partners, like American Eagle, are of course way up on the top of that food chain, where they begin to integrate Sitefinity into their demonstrations, into their go-to-market, and as well have a core team of developers that are capable of delivering projects almost cookie butter over time. So this is really how we're viewing our partners as we bring them on and we develop them. And as importantly, we're looking for continuous feedback about that to make sure we're on the right track. So from a program perspective, one of the things that I hope to get from this event from you is from those who are existing partners, but also prospective partners, what it is you'd like to see from our program, how it is that you would like to see us support the success of your business as you consider us for yours, but as well to give you a view of how we interact with our partners as well from a line of business perspective. So being part of Progress Software and part of a publicly traded company, one of the things that we have to do well is forecast where our business is. And so we've developed a forecasting model that really outlines all of the steps that we hear our partners take a project through, from the initial consultation all the way through the delivery, and every step that they have to go through to make that project a success. So what you won't be hearing from us is when's the deal coming in. What you might be hearing from us is, how does the interaction with the SOW look like at this point? Or have you completed the solution design at this point? Do you know how many domains the end client needs? And if you're willing to give us this information interaction about those opportunities, this allows us to do an effective job of forecasting our business as well. So with that, that's all I have to share with you this morning. And if there's any questions, happy to answer.
Nope.